So the World Cup qualifying campaign returns this week with two nations secured over the line for Europe. We talk about Denmark and Germany, but who's going to join them? We'll take a little look next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today we look forward to matchday number 9 over the World Cup qualifying campaign over in Europe, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where you've been, smash your subscribe, get your bang up to date with all things World Cup related, Babin Rose related, world football related. We've got it all here, boys, under one Ruski. That's right, of course. Yeah, Denmark and Germany are through. Who's going to join them? We'll have a look in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They're the Patreons. So, of course, let's get cracking then, shall we? Okay, folks, let's just take a little look, of course, where we left off. Now, we've been all over the place with this, so here we go. European qualifiers, of course, recap the results last time around. Now, of course, there's going to be 3 parts to this match day, as, of course, we try to bring it back. So, of course, let's take a look at this one then, shall we? Of course, now this should be part 1, I hope. Cyprus did draw with Malta 2-2 in the end. I went with a 1-0 win for Cyprus. So I got it wrong. 2-1 win for Croatia. Was my pick over Slovakia. However, it ended up 2-2 in the end. Russia did beat Slovenia 2-1 on that one. Of course, Iceland picked up a win against Liechtenstein. Germany also qualified, of course, with a 4-0 win over North Macedonia. And Romania picked up a 1-0 win over Armenia. That's right. Portugal also beat Luxembourg as Ronaldo keeps on scoring 5-0 there. Azerbaijan did lose to Serbia. Of course, Kosovo, a surprise loss maybe to Georgia, who've been a bit of a dark horse here in this groups. And of course, Sweden got back to anyways with a 2-0 win over Greece. Shall I count myself up here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. I got 7 out of whatever. So let's take a look at what you guys got. So I got 7. You guys got 13. Is that actually 13? Oh, yeah. Okay. So I got 7 out of those games. So now this is, of course, the results from 7 or actually about 8.1. So this is the table. So those games were not all of them. There were some more games. So I probably got more than 7. Just wanted to say that. So because we're splitting them over the next 3 parts, because they're going to be taking place over 3 individual days. So these is the results of the British League for 8.1. Of course, Sink and Viggo Vintamanonen got themselves 13 out of the respectable matches there. Of course, the chasing pack. So let's take a look at the grand scheme of things. Now, this is the overall table, including 8.1 and 8.2. This is the table that you'll see over the next 3 days. Costas K leads the charge. 5 post clear over Master Fighter, and Hansworth is in third. I did clean it up a bit, so any doubles in there, I've combined you in there to, of course, get you your actual score. So this is the current leaderboard, the live leaderboard for the next 3 days anyway. So make sure you get your picks in. Of course, if you want to get involved, it's a good bit of fun. And of course, I know if you start now, you're not going to win it because we're wrapping up here. But Costas K is in command. But of course, possibly, maybe the top 5 have got an outside sniff of winning this one. I don't even know what we're going to do in regards to once the qualifying campaign is done. Are we going to do the playoffs in this? Probably, I think, just to keep it going a little bit longer. But anyway, Costas K is in command at the moment. So, okay, then now before we go into the deep end, of course, let's take a look at the tables for the moment. Of course, Portugal are on the cusps well, they need to be on the cusp here. They've got 2 games this week, of course, to get themselves back in command in Group A. Serbia at the moment lead the charge right there, right now. Of course, Iceland are going nowhere. Meanwhile, in Group B, Sweden currently in command over Spain. So Spain got a little bit of work to do at the moment, because if Sweden win out, guess what? Sweden go through. And of course, Spain will have to duke it out in maybe the old playoff. Into Group C, Italy and Switzerland again. Italy are not there just yet. Of course, the European champions have got a bit of work to do to get over the line. France are looking good at the moment. Of course, game in hand over Ukraine, but they should probably get over the line. Belgium are on the cusps as well. They've got a couple of games left as well in their group, so we'll see. Mathematically, they should be all right. And of course, Wales and Czech Republic are going to duke it out for that runners-up spot. As confirmed, Denmark are already there. Of course, kicked ass and it took some names. And Scotland on the cusp of that runner-up spot as well, with a very, very tightly fought one, but it's still mathematical chance for Israel to oust them, but we'll see what goes on this coming week. Meanwhile, the Dutchies, they're nearly there. Norway and Turkey also on the fringes. And again, it could still change that group. Group G is very, very complicated. Meanwhile, in Group H, we see Russia at the moment bossing it by 2 points across Croatia, not too far away either. They could also flip-flop into the final couple of matches as well. England just about there as well. Poland not too far away as well. But of course, do they have to play each other? I don't think they do. I think England have got a given, really. I think it's pretty much home and hosed unless they have a little upset. But I don't think they will. 3 points clear, 6 on the table. They should do it. And one of those games is a walkover. And of course, Germany are there as well. Romania, North Macedonia, and Armenia all duking it out for that runners-up spot over in Group J. That's, of course, brings you back up to date with, of course, the groups. Let's take a look at the next round of matches then, shall we? Of course, kicking on forward with these. Now, all these games will take place I think when is the next one? On the 11th of November, I believe. Yes, that's right. I've got it right. It's complicated, but I've got it right. So kicking off, all will be Azerbaijan taking on Luxembourg. Of course, these two sides are, of course, over in Group A. Played each other 6 times in 2010. 2 wins to Luxembourg, 1 for Azerbaijan, 3 draws. Of course, Azerbaijan come to this, haven't won in the last 3 matches. Of course, they 8% form for them at the moment. Meanwhile, Luxembourg just 1 win in 6 for them, 25% form. Last round, though, of course, was the reverse fixture in Luxembourg, so 2-1 win. Last round over in Azerbaijan, though, was 2-1 win for Luxembourg. That was in the Nations League back in September 2020. Azerbaijan did lose to Serbia last time out. Of course, Luxembourg picked up a loss against Portugal last time around. We do have odds, do we? Do we have odds? No, we don't have odds. I'm all over the place. Get back to it. There we go. 2-1 win for Azerbaijan on the road. Of course, upsetting the apple cart. As, of course, Luxembourg have been surprisingly pretty good this qualifying campaign. Next, of course, have Ireland. And they're going to take it on Portugal. That's right. Again, in Group A. Again, Ireland already out. Portugal on the cusps of it. They need a win here. Pleasure the 5 times since 1995. 2 wins for Ireland, 3 wins for Portugal. No draws. Ireland coming to just 1 defeat past 6. Looking good at the moment. They've turned a corner. And, of course, Stephen Kenny. As for Portugal, coming into this 83% form, winning 5 on the bounce. Of course, last time around, they played each other in Ireland, in Portugal to 2-1 win. That was back in September. Last time played each other in Ireland was a 1-win for Ireland. That wasn't a friendly back in February 2005. Ireland did beat Qatar in a friendly last round. Of course, Portugal beat Luxembourg 5-0 last round. Good to go with my gut. My gut says Portugal, of course, they should win this one, shouldn't they? We'll have a see. Anyway, next, of course, we have Georgia. They were taking, of course, Sweden. Georgia have been on a bit of had a good result last round. Of course, coming to this 17% form at the moment. Meanwhile, Sweden coming to this just 1 defeat past 5, 6-10% form for them at the moment. Of course, last round it was a 1-0 win for Sweden. That was back in Sweden in March. Of course, Georgia did beat Kosovo last round. Of course, Sweden picked up a 2-0 win over Greece. Of course, a win for me for Sweden on this one. Puts pressure on, of course, the final game, which must be up against Spain. That's right. Of course, let's kick it on forward and take a look at Spain. They go to Greece this coming weekend. Of course, on November the 11th. Played each other 6 times since 2002. 3 wins for Spain, 1 for Greece, and 2 draws. Greece coming to this just 1 defeat at the past 4 games for them, 58% form. Meanwhile, Spain 3 wins and 3 defeats at the past 6, 50% form for them at the moment. Last time round, of course, over in Spain was a 1-1 draw. It was a bit of a surprise there. And last time played each other in Greece was a 2-1 win for Spain. Last time the home side won. The home side hasn't won this game in the last 6 matches, but of course Spain got to go to Greece. Difficult one here. The draw here could open up a can of worms here. For me, though, I'm going to go with the win for Spain. 3-1 win to make that game against Sweden massive. As a draw, though, would probably put Sweden through, and Spain would have to go through the back door. Cheeky. How about that? Next, of course, Russia up against Cyprus over in Group H. Played each other 4 times, 2-3. 4 wins for Russia, nothing for Cyprus, and 0 draws. Of course, Russia coming at you, 4 wins on the bout, 75% form for them right now. We were Cyprus haven't won the last 7 games. Last time around, though, of course, over in Russia was a 1-0 win. That was back in June 2019 in the World Cup, in the European Qualifying campaign. And the reverse fixture, of course, back in Cyprus was a 2-0 win. Of course, Russia did beat Slovenia last round. Of course, Cyprus drew with Malta 2-2 last round. But of course, they're going to lose this one, 2-0 win to Russia, who take the 3 points and of course move the chains. Kicking off forward to be Malta and Croatia. Same group again. Croatia will need to win this one to keep up the heat. Now these two sides played each other 9 times since 1998. 88 wins for Croatia, 1 draw. Of course, nothing for Malta. Of course, Malta comes just 1 win in 6, 25% form for them right now. Meanwhile, Croatia just 1 defeat past 6, 67% form for them at the moment. Last time around, of course, over in Malta was a 1-0 win for Croatia. In fact, Malta haven't scored against Croatia since 2011. Of course, in a 3-1 loss. So Croatia gave it 3 clean sheets on their bounce. Of course, Croatia did draw with Slovakia last time around. Bit of a banana skin that one. Of course, Cyprus and Malta duked it out a 2-2 draw last time around as well. Going to go with the win for Croatia, though, 2 win, another clean sheet to boot up against Malta. Next up, of course, we have Slovakia up against Slovenia. It's probably too late for Slovakia on this one. But of course, battling up against their fellow East European rivals. Played each other 6 times in 2004. 3 was Slovenia, 1 was Slovakia, 2 draws. Slovakia given to just 1 win in 6, 33% form for them right now. Slovenia coming to this just 2 defeats about 6 games, 58% form for them at the moment. Last time around, of course, over in Slovenia was a 1-1 draw. That was back in September. Last time played in Slovakia was a 1-1 win for Slovakia. That was back in September. Slovakia picked up a draw against Croatia last time around. Slovenia did lose to Russia, albeit only just last time around. I'm going to go with a win for Slovakia, though, 2-1 win at home to give themselves some points in the end. What is their situation here? They are on 10 points. Slovenia on 10 points. Just want a quick look at that table for the grand scheme thing. I've probably just messed it up. Where are you? Yeah, they got an outside sniff on this one, so we'll see. Anyway, kicking off, of course, be Armenia up against North Macedonia again in the battle for the runners-up spot. This one played 11 times since 1995. 4 wins to Armenia, 4 wins to North Macedonia, 3 draws. Biggest win for Armenia, 4-0 win. The biggest win was a 3-0 win. Armenia haven't won in the last 7 games. Of course, North Macedonia coming to just 1 defeat the past 5, 42% form for them at the moment. That's why, of course, Armenia was a 1-0 win. That was back in November 2020 in the Nations League. Of course, they played each other in North Macedonia. It was the reverse fixture with a 0-0 draw back in September. Armenia did lose to Romania last round. North Macedonia did lose to Germany last round. Of course, this one will be tight, airtight 1-0 win for the hosts. Armenia, big win as well, important win as well. Of course, next up, we have Germany. Of course, we'll probably rotate the squad here, have some youngsters in it perhaps, up against Liechtenstein. Played each other 3 times in 2008. Of course, 3 wins for Germany, nothing for Liechtenstein. Of course, no draws. Germany have actually won 5 of the bouts, 83% form for them right now. Liechtenstein haven't won in the last 14 matches. Of course, Liechtenstein did lose to Germany last round. Of course, it was in Liechtenstein, it was a 2-0 win, and last time they played in Germany, it was just a 5-0 win, a 4-0 win for Germany. That was back in March 2009. Germany did beat Macedonia 4-0 win last time around. Of course, Liechtenstein did lose to Iceland 4-0 last time around. Of course, Germany will win this one as well. 6-0 I'm going to go with. It could be more than that. I'm being a little bit conservative. And then finally, it'll be Romania up against Iceland, also in the same group, Group J. Of course, played each other 2 times in 2020. 1 win apiece, no draws. Romania competitors just 1 win defeated past 5 games, 58% form. Meanwhile, Iceland competitors just 1 win and 42% form for them at the moment. Last time around, of course, it was in Iceland. It was a 2-0 win for Romania. That was back in September 2021. Of course, what we're looking at here, Romania did beat Armenia last time around. Of course, Iceland beat Liechtenstein last time around. Tight one, this one, 2-1 win for Romania, giving them a big old boost. And of course, maybe edge closer to that runners-up spot over in Group J. That's my picks. Be sure to get your own picks as well in using the code CUTLEAF/WC22€. That's my picks, boys. Be sure to give the video some smash, still thumbs up, smash your subscribe, check the links down below on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and Patreon as well. But until then, folks, I'll see you soon, or whenever that might be, for match day number, what is it? The next one, part 1, whatever it is, we'll be back. Until then, we're done.